Hello and welcome to my craft room tour 2017. I am actually beginning this video at the end, so to speak, because I have just finished filming and rendered all the footage into my video editor, and I have 1 hour and 35 minutes and 22 seconds of footage. So I think I'm gonna split the video into 2 parts. So this shall be part 1. Enjoy! Welcome to my happy place. So we are at pretty much a year since my last craft room tour, and yeah, thought it was about time to do an updated one. Furniture and whatnot is still pretty much in the same place, but for everything else, not really. Many things have changed. For those of you who saw last year's tour and, remember it was a year ago, I said I would update you guys when the room got painted and when the slight little leaky hole in the ceiling was fixed. Well, guess what? Neither of those things have happened. These are things that are kind of outside of my control, so yes, that's all I have to say about that. Oh, another quick thing before we start. As the title says, and as the lack of hole fixing would imply, this is a budget craft room. It is not a what I call white IKEA room. Not that there's anything wrong with that, I'm just saying this is not that. So if you don't like mismatched furniture and random non-matching storage solutions, then this may not be the video for you. But other than that, that's all you need to know. Let's get started. Alright, we will start with just a really quick sort of overview of the room so you can get your bearings. Just to the right is the corner which you will not see because that's the corner that cannot be used due to the slight leakiness. So yes, it's quite like a long, thin, narrow room. What's that on the floor? It's some rubbish. Okay, fine. And yes, so everything is sort of in 2 lines for the most part. And there we go. So, moving this way, we will start with my little, large desk area. So, starting with this little table here, which is just to the right of me as I sit at my desk, is one of those old sort of computer tables where, the thingy pulls out and that kind of thing. This is just one I stole from my father. Up the top here, you can see, is my silhouette portrait and a cute little cat novelty pen. I keep this area sort of blank so the cutting mat has room to go in and out. My laptop, though it's there at the moment, will often sit there if I'm not using the silhouette, or if I'm plugged into the silhouette, laptop goes there. Then moving down in the little pull-out bit here, I have this little felt heart mat, which I use for paper pricking because I can't be bothered / I'm too cheap to buy the proper tool. This little boxy thing here, one of those ones that kind of supposed to look like a book. I got it from a store that's no longer open, but you can usually get ones like this in TK Maxx. This has all my large and pretty paper clips. They used to live in this drawer here, but because I'm more card makey, scrapbooky these days rather than plannery, those are all good words, I decided it didn't deserve its own drawer anymore, and there's some more paper clips underneath, which I will show you in a sec. There's just some command hooks that I bought for a reason and can't remember why. This little notebook is very, very, very important and has things like all my cut settings for silhouette and a couple of like dimensions and scoring things for card making and whatnot. I should probably make a computer version of what's in this notebook, because if I lose it, I will be screwed. Down here on the next shelf, which doesn't pull out, but there's just an extension thingy here, which is just sort of nice and sturdy, attached with cough cough, blue tack cough, which has my phone charger, or a phone charger, very important. That's, I think, my heat tool. The plug at the back is the silhouette, and behind this, I'll show you this box in a second. Oh, it's heavy. Yeah, behind that is my laminator. There's the plug for it. When I want to use it, plug it in, pull it out, put it up the top here. So yes, I don't use it that often, so it's just sort of tucked out of the way there. That box I pulled out just then is all the other paper clips. This little box was from the range. It cost maybe £3 and just has all the sort of non-big paper clips, kind of just little cute ones on this top level and more, standard ones underneath. We shall ignore the massive wires down there. Behind there is a cupboard which I can't use due to the thing I keep mentioning, but it would be very useful one day if it ever gets fixed. But yes, that's what's going on behind there. Then underneath we just have my printer. This is a Canon Pixma MG something. I tend to keep this shut because it gets just really dusty and then paper's ready there. There is a ream of paper underneath there, but it's really cheap NAF paper that I don't use for printing. I use it for scraps, so that just lives there. And this little very cute Emma Bridgewater folder is non-craft related. It's got worky, boringy things in, so yes. That is that little desk. So as for my desk area itself, the sort of most busiest part of the craft room, I'll start from the top just to talk about my filming setup. I'm gonna just move this chair out of the way. So these are softbox lights that I got from Amazon. They weren't too expensive. The reason there's paper on them is for make the light more diffusey. Obviously I didn't do that. It was nothing that I can understand. There's an extra light up there with some cute little bits dangling off it there, including a Kiki K pencil, which I need to re-stick. There's a notice board with some motivational whatnot on it, although I haven't changed that in ages. I really should change it up. And then for my camera to hold it when I'm filming, I have one of these, I can't remember what it's called, like snaky things, little clasp there, and then this is adjustable, but it's very stiff, and then it clamps onto there, and it means I can do proper like straight ahead overhead filming rather than have a tripod and have it at an angle or anything. So yes, that's the camera setup. I will try and link any of these if you're interested. Most of the stuff is from Amazon. The lights are huge, by the way. If you're like looking into getting lighting or anything, if you have a smaller space, would not recommend, because they're massive. Like, they take up so much room down on the floor there and stuff. So yes, humongous things. They're probably not showing that humongous on camera, but trust me, they are. Their names are Big Bertha and Big Gerda. So my desk, I cannot tell you where it's from or anything, like link it or whatnot, because it was a gift from my dad. It's one of those really sort of, it's probably not quite an antique, but it's one of those solicitor's partner's desk thingies. The top layer is actually not attached to the drawers, but yes, and it's super deep. It's like over 1 meter deep, so I can have lots of storage on it and lots of space to work, so it's brilliant. I did, however, put this on top of it. This is just sticky back plastic from Amazon. It's not actually stuck to the desk because that would be a mortal sin, but yes, so that lives there. As you can see just back there, it's not quite as deep as the desk, but it means that I have something nicer to look at than the kind of ugly brown, and it looks nicer in videos and all that kind of thing. Again, I'll try and link it. So I believe it was Daisy Martin of Mine Green Cow who started this little trend of getting this white shoe rack from not Amazon, Argos, which is about £12, and putting it on your desk and having little boxes and stuff and kind of having just like a little desktop unit. Loads of people started doing it, so I jumped on the bandwagon, and yeah, I love it. So at the top you can see I have these are all my planners and journals in current use. So I've got my home planner, Christmas planner, the 2 everyday planners, wellness planner, and then 2 journals there. And I've also got these lovely cat bookends there, my little Rapesco hanging out on the top there, and a little day thing, which you may have noticed said Tuesday just now, but I changed it because yes, sometimes it doesn't get changed for a few days. Whoops! So we will start with this little corner of the desk here. So this here is a Papermania Carousel thing. It's actually fairly hard to turn, but I just have a lot of often used pens and stuff in there. So there's Pilot G2s in there. This is all like handy black pens, fine liners, Micron, Uniball, some fountain pens, that kind of thing, a Tombow. These are all metallic, glittery, sparkly pastel gel pens. Then there's little ones here, some pens, the Stabilo Pen 68s there. Oh, this is hard to turn. Fountain pen cartridges and biro refills. Then, what are those? The Stabilo Pen or .88s plus the Sharpie fine liners. And then the last bit, that has some various things like spare blades for my craft knife, little Velcro pads, magnetic pads, that kind of thing. And then this little pot is a very useful little pot full of random things. We've got scissors, we've got a nail file, we've got tweezers, rubber bands, the Dovecraft burnishing, whatever you want to call it. So yes, hair clips, that kind of stuff. It's like the equivalent of the kitchen drawer that's full of just crap. Then in front of that, my phone lives, whoops, on this little deck chair that the lovely Maddie got me because she knows I like nautical things. So I listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff when I'm crafting, so that's very handy to have there. That's a pack of nerds because I like to just, you know, shot nerds as I craft. These little paper, I can't think of the word for them, just live here, constantly writing little notes and stuff. That's some measurements for a card I made recently and apparently some washi bits. This box here, you'll see a couple of more of these on my desk. These look similar to the IKEA ones, but they are not. They are from Home Bargains. They are about £2.50 each, which is actually quite a lot for Home Bargains, but they are really, really sturdy and nice. And yes, this is like my in tray, so to speak. It's got both crafty to-dos and there's like a personal one there. So yes, it's just an in tray really. Nothing more to say about that. Little coaster for tea. Little jar of binder clips because I use them a lot. There's a stray paper clip, and then I've got 2 pen and other pots which are super, super useful and very, very important. This little pot I believe was from Wilko, and it has very important pens. Uniball Signo, Pilot G2, Kiki K gel, pencils. It's also got my 2 favourite pairs of scissors, the Kiki K scissors and these ones. I can't remember the make, but very, very important. And then this pot, I'll tell you what, I'll bring it over here. This is actually a plant pot from B&M Bargains. I think a lot of people got one of these like in the summer when they came out or whatever. And in here is all sort of useful tools. There's ruler, steel ruler, Filofax rulers that I don't actually use in planners, but they're really useful to scrape stuff off a silhouette mat. So got a couple of those, which isn't going in. Craft knife, watercolour brush, scoring tool, there's a circle cutter in there, Tim Holtz pokey thingy, a crochet needle, and then also what I call my sticky scissors. So they're like cheap Poundland scissors that I don't mind cutting double-sided tape and foam tape and other sticky things, because obviously it really kind of ruins the scissors, but they're cheap. So yes, they are the sticky scissors because I'm so funny about my scissors. Like, I will not cut anything sticky with the Kiki K scissors. These are for like fussy cutting and stuff only. It's okay, I will never cut anything sticky with you. There's my craft mat. It's an not A3, A2 size one, the NCO one. They're about £20 on Amazon. They're cheaper if you get the horrible green colour, but I'm quite happy to pay an extra £5 for a nicer colour, but always in the background of my videos this. And then these are the little shelves on the shoe racky thing. So those are all those little things from Home Bargains, which I said about. The reason there's not 4 is it doesn't quite fit another one. Like, it's just like a centimetre or 2 off. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. So let's go through what's in here. This first one is all glues, adhesives, so many different sizes of double-sided tape, glue dots, tacky glue, Pritt stick, foam tape, tape discs. Just, yes, you get the idea. Lots and lots of sticky things in there. This one, I can get it out, there we go, has lots of branded ephemera in, like CNV, Simple Stories, just, yes, lots of branded ephemera packs, Pays of Craft. These are all things that I don't really have anything else of the collection, so they're just, for the most part, those are one-offs. So they're kind of to help me, to remind me to use them, really. Then there's some more in here. Though the ones at the front are those ones from AliExpress that are sold as bookmarks. So I have loads of those. Paper Chase ones, or Rainbow Moon. Lots of Simple Stories. Some from the Works. AliExpress. You get the idea. Lots of stuff like that. When ephemera comes in a pack that you can't, like, reopen, you know, if it's a blister pack or something, I will cut off the back if it says what's inside, or, you know, the brand or whatever, stick it on a plastic baggie and then put it all in there. So I know what's in there because, yes, sometimes it's very annoying when you get ephemera in packs that you cannot reseal. Then this little basket, this is from Poundland. You'll see a couple of these dotted around my craft room. They come in a pack of 2 from Poundland, as I said, and this has all my Nouveau drops and the 3D pearl effects or enamel effects or any of that kind of stuff. They hang out there, and then there's also little like sample cards or whatever. So if I want to use something from here, but I just want to check what it's going to look like when it's dry, I can look at these. I made these for the video, where the haul video, when I bought all the Nouveau drops, but they actually have turned out to be super, super helpful. So yes, top tip, have these ready to go if you've got something like this, because then you can see what they look like dry. What's this? That's a bit of scrap paper. And up the top shelf here, these 2 little trays, you will see lots of these again around the craft room. These are both from Bunnings or Bunnings Warehouse. I think it's an Australian company. It's fairly new to the UK. There's only about 10 of them, and they all seem to be sort of down south, but I think they're going to be, you know, popping up around the country. But anyway, it's mostly DIY and boring things, but you can find some pretty awesome storage stuff in there. So these little trays, I've got lots of mint ones and lots of white ones. They're super cheap. This was like £1.08. This was slightly more, and I use these for when I'm working on a project and I've got lots of little bits of ephemera, die cuts, whatever. These go in these trays so that, you know, I don't lose them. They're just there when I need them, etc, etc. This one is more ephemera. These are all kind of like the smaller packs, so they don't get lost in those 2 drawers. So that's all stuff in there, and it's also like stuff that people have sent me in Happy Mail. They've sent me a lot of bits that go together like that. I will put them all in one little baggie. So that's in there, and then I also have in there stuff that has been fussy cut from paper pads and whatnot. If it's not part of a collection that I have going at the moment, I'll show you. You'll know what I'm talking about with that a bit later. But yes, fussy cut from paper pads or loose papers or whatever. They go in little baggies and live in there. This one has this little box. This is a little box from Sainsbury's. It came in a pack of 3. You shall probably see the other boxes as we go around. And this has little bits of ephemera that have been sent to me, you know, by Penpals or things like that. And they don't necessarily match anything else, so they just all sort of go and hang out in there. And then as for the rest of what's in here, there's little offcuts of foam, and then lots and lots of little baggies because I just use them all the time. And underneath there as well is some acetate. The last one here, very useful, baby wipes, surface wipes, some tissue, I don't really know why that's there, and then lots of packaging for doing the packaging technique, and then like these packaging bits which are good just for use as like a temporary paint palette or something. So yes, cleany stuff and packaging technique stuff in there. Over at the back here is all stickers. So these are lots of decorative stickers. I've got like Simple Stories ones in there, and yeah, they're mostly decorative. This big old thing here, you cannot lift it for it is very heavy. But this is all my planner stickers, all divided into sections and stuff. I used to have them in little A5 plastic folders, but this works so much better for me. I love it so much. So yes, love my little sticker storage there. And there's also a little sticker book hanging out in the corner there. And then as well on the top, these 2 little bucket thingies, they come in a pack of 3 from the range for £1. These are kind of like my desk bins. So I don't have to keep going over to a bin or have a big bin and then risk stuff falling on the floor or whatever. I have 2 little desk bins, one for paper recycling and one for other bin stuff. And it just means usually it's always little bits like the peeling of double-sided tape and little tiny scraps of paper like that, and it just means once it's full I can then empty that into the bin. So super handy. Woo! Love having those around. 2 little binder clips, large binder clips from Kiki K. That is a card I've just made recently. And then this little tray here was from Tiger, I think. It just has a load of useful things like my glasses, some hand sanitizer gel, not because things are necessarily dirty in here, but it's actually really useful for if you know, when you peel a label off something and it leaves that horrible sticky residue, wipe some of this on it and then wipe it off with like a baby wipe or something, and it works beautifully. Moisturizer, more moisturizer, some Tic Tacs, some sweets, and a hole punch. Just lots of useful things in there. And now we shall go on to the drawers. So I'll start with the middle one, which is the big wide one. And this is my washi drawer. And yes, I'm very proud of it. It's very beautiful, as you can see. So I've got lots of these little long things from Bunnings, like the ones over there. And yes, the washi is divided into sort of sections of like floral, black and white, blues, greens, pinks, purples, cat washi, other sort of bits and pieces washi, Michael's washi, foiled and glittery. And just because it was a bit difficult to fit everything in, there's also another one of these Poundland things. And there's also wrapping paper underneath to make it look very pretty. So yes, very proud of this. It's so pretty. And this drawer here on the left has more washi. So there's about that many tapes that didn't quite make it into that drawer because maybe they didn't fit with a theme or something. So they're here. There's also wide washi here. And then these 3 boxes have all my slim and skinny and super skinny washi. There's some random things back here, like a fabric one and a little runner thing. And then lots of washi samples in here that have been sent to me. This drawer, I think this is the only one that's the same as last year. And this is my punch drawer. Pretty self-explanatory. 1, 2, 3 punch board and then punches. Yeah, I don't have loads and loads. I'm quite happy with the ones that I have, so those all live in there. Just turned on one of the studio lights as it was getting a bit dark. It's like, it's not even 1 PM, but yes. So this is one of those drawers that looks like it's 2, but it's actually one super deep one. And this is all stuff that I need to journal, really. Not necessarily scrapbook, maybe scratchbook, but yes. So this big box here is all stuff that's like specific, like has a specific date or something to it. And then the other 2 are kind of just pretty things that I just want to throw in my journal for some reason. Like the more postcardy things go in here and the bigger bits go in there. And underneath my desk here, honestly, I hoovered yesterday and there's already loads of bits on the carpet. I hate this carpet, by the way. I just want to say, I realise it's about 400 years old. Oh, we're super out of focus. Just a electrical thingy there to plug in, big girter up the top. And then underneath I just have, so they're handy, a scoreboard and my paper trimmer because, you know, they're big. I don't want to put them in a drawer. They're just handy to have there because obviously I reach for them all the time. In this bottom drawer, this is all sticky notes and list pads and stuff. They used to live in that drawer there, but what I did, I really don't use sticky notes and list pads very much. I mostly use them for decorating snail mail envelopes or writing the address on and stuff like that. And I don't really use sticky notes. There it is. So I went on a purge and these ones are what I have ended up with. I haven't actually purged the smaller ones, which are just in this little drawer, which came from one of those Sanctuary gift boxes. So yes, I need to purge the smaller ones as well, but they're all just put in there in, yeah, big list pads, little list pads, that kind of thing. This is a stamping related drawer. I'm really not a big stamper. For the most part, I stamp to emboss, really. So I don't have like, shocking confession, I do not own one distress ink. I know. I just have Hobbycraft ink pads and then some of these that like come free with stamp sets. So those are in there. These, oh, that my hot glue gun lives there just because it's convenient. There's my rubber stamp and stamping block. And I'm just going to say now, these little plastic things, this is actually the lid and base there. These are all over my craft room. They come in lots and lots of different sizes. I buy them from the range, but I've seen them on eBay and Amazon and like in little craft stores and stuff. So yes, you will see lots and lots of these around the craft room, just warning you. And there's lots of wooden stamps back there. This drawer has even more stickers. Yes, I know, I'm ridiculous. These are all sticker samples that come with orders or in goodie bags. I'm not going to open the folder because they'll all fall out, but you can just see there's quite a few in there. These two boxes, or that one was in like a nest box of 3 thing from Wilko. This one was from TK Maxx. I'm not going to open them because it's hard with one hand, but they have, like, this one has a lot of like individual stickers that people have sent me, or ones that I've cut from kits and stuff, and these are kit leftovers, like icons and headers and tick boxes and all that kind of thing. Those are in there in case something I need is not in a kit. There might be something that sort of matches the colour and stuff in that little box. Back there is another one of those little white bucket things. Mostly little puffy stickers in there that people have sent me. Then in here, a couple of those Moo sticker books. Then these are mostly sticker flakes in here. So when you often buy a thing of sticker flakes, they come in a little box like that, and I find those just impossible to go through and stuff. So I just chop off the top of the box and put them all in a little envelope like that. So when I'm want a sticker, I can just flick through and see what kind of thing, like butterflies, plants, small plants, you know, just flick through like that. And then also some other masking stickers, that kind of thing. And lastly, this top drawer where the paper clips used to live in little divided bits, I've turned really into my embossing drawer, so it's more like a functional thing. I don't know if I've said this already, but all my drawers are lined with wrapping paper just because it's pretty to look at. So my heat tool hangs out in the drawer, but it's always plugged in, ready to go. Embossing bits, you know, ink, pens, a little brush, a little pot. My powders, as you see, I don't have very many. A spare one of those little boxes. And then this box has, see if we can get in here. There we go. Lots of, I think Craft Sensations do these tiny, tiny little jars of glitter or like micro beads or stuff. I just find them really helpful because when you get glitter, it comes in like a massive thing, and I don't need that much of that particular colour. So you get 9 for £1 or just something utterly ridiculous like that. So they all just live in there because they're small and easily lost. And there we go. So that is the desk area. It took quite a while. Oops. We will go over to that corner now. Right, then into the corner we go. If you remember last year, if you watched that craft room tour, this is a built-in wardrobe, and it did used to have its door on it, and I used it for totally non-crafting things, but I needed more space. So I say we, not me, took the door off, and voila, more space. This shelving thing here is actually another shoe rack from Argos. This is a much cheaper one. Again, I will try and link it. They do these wooden ones in 2 and 3 and 5 shelves, so yes, lots of choice there. I will probably get another one for another area in the craft room that you will see later. Just to say, my paper recycling bin lives down there. I don't have lots there because of the legs of the light, and that box is what I often keep Christmas stuff in, and it's just hanging out there, yeah. So, starting from the top, I just have my large Mexican hat there and my silhouette portrait box up there. This top shelf doesn't have a lot of like frequently used stuff up there. I have this box, which at the moment I can't pull out, but it's just one of those boxes that you open and it's got little compartments and stuff. And I use this for when I go to craft meets and planner meets and stuff. There's the bags there for the soft boxes. Right, sorry, I got interrupted as per usual, but this box, I bought this large box in Sainsbury's, but you can get these big pretty plastic boxes all over. I can't show you what's inside, but just so you know what's inside, it's full of sort of presents and stuff for swap tables, and it's also got stuff in for my next giveaway. So yes, shiny, happy, exciting things in there. And back here is an old shoe box and another box and these like accordion files from Wilko. Those all hold like really old Penpal letters. Obviously you want to keep them, but you don't necessarily need them out and about and easy to reach. So all the old ones go up there, and they're all sort of divided into each person and stuff like that. So those are up there. This shelf, sorry it's a bit dark, but can't be helped, is a bit of a random one. Back here I've still got these little A5 plastic wallet things that I used to keep my planner stickers in before I put them in all in one box. I've got them there just in case I should need them. These are all scrapbook layouts that need to be put away, really. That's my latest one that should have come out yesterday, I believe, and one for next week. Ooh, surprises. And random tools and stuff. Glue, there's Decopatch or Deco Mache glue. There's the hole punch for the busy days planner. I've got my long arm stapler back there. There's another glue gun, a pair of pliers, and there's some spare glue sticks and kitchen roll, because obviously need a kitchen roll in a craft room, very, very important, or paper towel if you're not in the UK. As I said, this used to be a wardrobe and it still has the rung here, and I could take it down, it'd be quite easy to do, but I've just decided to keep it for now, just in case. Like if I get really into ribbon or something, I can hang them off there, but just in case. So this shelf here is all Penpal stuff. This little box was from Sainsbury's years ago, and it has little things in that I've set aside for pen pals, because I've gone through my stash or found things and gone, oh, I think that person might like that, so that goes in there. This very large, very pretty basket, the mint one, was from TK Maxx, was about £4. These are all pen pal letters that either I need to reply to or need to be, you know, like filed away. I usually write on the back like when it was received and when I replied, so these are ones that need to be put away, and the ones at the front are ones that need to be replied to. I'm just kind of holding it at a weird angle because obviously my address is just going to be all over these. And then these magazine files here, that really wide one was from Sainsbury's. I cannot remember where those two were from, but they all have writing papers and stuff. So there's pads from Paper Chase, loose papers that I buy really pretty notebooks from Wilko and then uncoil them and use them for writing paper. There's cards down in there and other writing, general pen palliness there. Right, I'm now sat on the floor because it's way more comfortable. This second shelf, more writing stuff there. These are all those writing sets from the work, so they bought like, oh no, now it's not going in, but yes, I bought bajillions of them because I love them. This box here was from Wilko, I think, and it has lots of envelopes of different sizes in. And just back there is the Busy Days planner that the lovely people at Box Clever Press sent me for review, which even though I'm not using it as is, I am taking out a month at a time and punching it and putting it into my main A5 planner. This next shelf has sort of ribbony things. So in this box, oh, if I can open it, I can't. You just see it's all in compartments, and it's just like little bits of ribbon and buttons and thread and stuff like that, plus some spools of ribbon that don't fit in there. I keep meaning to decoupage it, but haven't got around to it. So these are kind of living here to remind me to do that. These boxes here, well, there's this little box or set of drawer things back here, and in this one it's very boring. It's like Allen keys and screws and stuff for stuff that I've bought, and then these two have lots of planner charms in here, which I'm not currently using on my planners at the moment, but you know, sometimes I switch things up. These two boxes there are from Wilko. This one holds just little bits of twine and string and such, and this one has embroidery, silks and needles and such for doing paper stitching. Just in there, you probably can't see, but there's a couple of rolls of wrapping paper just hanging out in there, just kind of tucked away. I don't need them that often, but they're in there should I need them. And then the bottom two shelves and this little cube here all have my Christmas stuff in. However, it's not all of my Christmas stuff, because it's basically, apart from those ribbons and a couple of washi, all my non-Trimcraft Christmas stuff. So anything that's Papermania or just like the craft sensations from the works and stuff, they're all in this general area. So this is the base or the lid of a box from Wilko or something, and that's mostly Christmas stuff from last year that I need to journal because I haven't done it yet. Whoops. Again, we've got a base and lid of those little plastic boxes. This one's got all the Trimcraft ribbon that they gave me after the Christmas Bloggers Day, and it's not fitting in the other unit full of trim craft stuff, which you will see shortly. This one has washi and also some like decorated sellotape. Look at the sellotape, I love it so much. It's got sprouts on it. This is the lid of a box that you'll see in a minute, and this has lots of stamps and punches in, all Christmassy ones, obviously. Down here, oh my goodness, it's dark, I'm so sorry, but just briefly, random scraps of paper. There's some stamps from magazines, and those are the magazines that the stamps came from. Kept them here because they're Christmas card magazines, so maybe look out for some inspiration. But like most people, I mainly get the magazines for the free stamps. And in this little cube, there's the base from whence that lid came. And this has lots of things, little things, ephemeras and ribbon, there's tags, there's journal cards. And there's a box within the box. This is another one I bought from Sainsbury's years ago. And this has ephemera and Christmas stickers in. And then here is all like papers. There's paper packs as well, you know, like the Papermania die cut packs and stuff. And also the Kiki K Christmas stuff and the printed notepad from Kiki K Christmas last year. So for this unit, I'm actually going to go back up to the top to show you what's in it. So yes, even though I said it's not a white IKEA room, there are a handful of IKEA objects or furniture pieces in here. Maybe two, actually, thinking about it. But anyway, this is what is now called a Kallax, but I stole it from my dad's study, and he got it way before they were called Kallax. But at the top there are just some special things, like my first ever Kiki K bag, skull, my G notebook that my lovely Zoe gave to me, family photo, and just there as well, hanging there, is my glittery skull. Usually he doesn't have a wreath on his face, but as we're coming close to Christmas, I put a wreath on his face. Also at the side here is just a little sort of whiteboard. This is actually just as I walk into the craft room, so if there's something I desperately need to get done, I will write it here, so it's right in my face as I walk in the room. Very little handy little thing to do there. These top two cubes are all my Kiki K stuff. Beautiful, beautiful cubes. We've got paper lovers books, the big printed notepads, the B5 sticker books, pens divided into everyday gel pens and everyday ballpoints. Still got the label on that. Obviously it was from Sainsbury's. Let's just turn it around. Feature journals, B6 printed notepads, and other little Kiki K bits that aren't quite, yes. It's not ideal, the fact that they're leaning, but I just need two more, and then it will be nice and straight. And then I will never buy another one again. That was a lie. Next two cubes, this one is just all my old planners that I don't use anymore, and they're mostly used for storage, plus some like shells and little tea lights and stuff. Very cute. Here, scrapbooks or smash books or scratch books, whatever you want to call them. That tin that says candy shop is actually full of sweets. And then we've got Daryl Dixon, bobblehead, guarding my sweets. Next two, I am on the floor again. This one is a bit of a wasted space, really. All of this is stuff to put, more stuff to sort of journal about, or, well, not about, but cut up and put into art journals. Plus there is some like instruction books and stuff, like for my silhouette and the punch boards and that kind of thing. And these here, there's an old planner as well that just won't fit up there. And there's like notebooks that I sort of started and then never finished, but I can't bring myself to throw them away. It's just, could do better with this cube. This one, it makes me happy just to look at it. This is my notebook collection. None of these have been written in yet. These are all brand spanking new ones. From about there onwards, those are all like slim A5 ones that I use for my A5 Traveler's Notebook that I use for journaling. I think from there onwards is Kiki K, then there are all various ones, and then there's like nice some Moleskine and stuff, and pretty, pretty, pretty. I love it so much. Look how pretty it is. And this last one down the bottom here, some more notebooks that won't fit up there. There's a stationery set, the Buffy one that came out fairly recently. And these here, well, you would think they're just the boxes for Kiki K planners, but they're not just that, because they also contain spare Kiki K stuff. So paper lovers books or sticker books or printed notepads, ones that I really, really love. I've bought a spare of when there was a Kiki K sale, because, you know, there is a Kiki K sale quite frequently, and the spare ones are all
in there, plus that paper lovers book that won't fit in because they're all full. Shameful. Okay then, so that was that corner, and now we shall go over, actually I'm going to sit down, that's nice, to arguably my favourite section of my craft room, which is these shelf units here.
Here endeth part the first. I will publish part 2 at exactly the same time, so you should be able to watch it straight away. So yes, okay.